A very, very good evening. This is Arunfoot Chaudhary. It is the last day of the month of August. It's the 31st, and it ends the second third of the year 2025. And we will surely talk about what is all happening in Indian football. If you're watching it live, if you're watching it deferred, do leave a like, do leave a share behind, do support me and this channel arunfoot. As always, as I like to say, I need your support, and not only with the lives, but also do watch the shorter videos that I try to make. I made something today, which was more of a request to the Supreme Court, asking them to clear the AIFF constitution for us not to face a potential FIFA ban and other things. So as always, like, share, and subscribe, arunfoot, and thanks a lot for that as well. Reynolds says, Arunda, there's a sport journalist in Kerala called Dilip Prema Chandaran. He does videos in a channel. He did a video with a coach called Jolly Coach, a career coach. They were also discussing the points we discussed. We got a lot of kids in the country, but where's the next high quality talent we need? I see people saying that they are the best, the next big thing, but in reality, most of them are not even good for I-League. How can we make kids realize their potential, make them humble enough so that they become a good people in future, even though they'll become pro? Daniel, the realization part is a very difficult one, in my opinion, always, right? It is always very difficult to make people realize how good or how bad they are, or how good they could maybe be. Because the problem at the end of the day is, kids watching television, watching social media, have a certain perception about things these days, right? Is it right? Is it wrong? To me, to me, it is something that I say that we are in a situation where, where are the talent, where I would say, this is potentially world class, and therefore for me that's the biggest problem. And the humbleness is a very important thing, but I think the media and social media shows you something, and you think you can be something, So therefore, it's something. Let's see what happens. Written me this, Arun, the national club didn't release its national players, and we won against Tajikistan ranked 105, but when we had national players, we drew against Bangladesh. Okay. So what's the point, Aditya? Because we drew. Does this prove a point to me that the FIFA rankings have little to no value? Right. So again, which player was there, which wasn't there, why we won a certain match, why we lost a certain match. That is football to me, right? There is no logic to that part. There are matches that we're going to win. Will be matches which we lose, and therefore we'll have to live with it. And therefore, I take this win against Tajikistan. I'm not going to go into the details of, the game was this, the game was that, and this needed to happen, that, that's going to happen. Therefore, I'm not going to get into that. Does make sense. Guess the rhetoric of Mohan Bagan Supergiant players saying Indian national team is nothing without our players is indeed wrong. We are still something without them, although I love how Khalid didn't complain. Okay. Again, I always say we have a pool of 50, 60 players. There are some better, some worse. I think, Gurpreet proved the point that how good he is. Lucky in a few situations, I guess. And then you can win something like that. Now, the two goals which we score, I mean, what was the Tajikistan defense thinking? So therefore, just take it and therefore forget it. Also, the biasness of referees is to be talked about. These guys are even worse than Crystal John and Harish Kundu. Like, on a serious note, those guys would have been fair. Aditya, we have a referee problem across the world. You will call it bias, this and that. Listen, the penalty to me, there's contact, right? I saw something today, similar, limited contact, and the referee says, no, play on, right? So it is on the ref. Does he give a penalty? Doesn't he give a penalty? Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. Again, I find it interesting that now everybody's talking about the refereeing. But did we talk about the refereeing in the FC Goa match in the ACL2? Did we talk about the refereeing in the qualifier for the AFC Women's Asian Cup versus Thailand, where we also should have been given a referee against a penalty against us in the 94th, 95th minute or 96th minute? It doesn't matter, right? So yes, you'll have these games, right? So therefore, I love this Indian football fans talking point. Oh, the referees is this, the referees is that. No, referees make mistakes. Look at the Chelsea Fulham game, right? I mean, that is my prime example that even with VAR you might do mistakes. So therefore, you have to live with it. If I had you, we like it or not, and therefore, the refereeing wasn't good. And again, you love these conspiracy theories, and some of you love them. Again, get back to reality. Let's talk about the game. Let's play about how we played. Nothing more, nothing less. Tajik, the state dictator plus Kafa member, plus getting help from Uzbek referees. Same thing happened now in that Oman match that left the players fuming. Okay, Aditya, happens. Hi, Khalid. Indian fans never leave a chance to blame referee, and that's Rudra. That's the main thing. Focus on the bloody football. Stop this referee that, right? Well, the whole thing is everywhere, where, so what are we talking about? Aditya said, brother, you saw that damn match. No way you're going to say Indian fans never leave a chance to win the ref. So perhaps you were on something while the... No, Aditya, you have a problem. Everybody who talks about... Then let's talk about Premier League referees. Let's talk about Bundesliga referees. You want to go back to the ISL? Why do you... Manolo Marquez, good example to me. Very good example, right? Critical about the ISL refs, critical about even refs when he was Indian national team coach. Did he say anything that Al-Seeb was robbed a genuine penalty against FC Goa in the ACL2? No, because you're subjective. Because if it harms you, you're against it. When it helps you, I didn't say anything. So be at least honest enough. Don't be hypocrites. Indian football fans on this matter are the biggest hypocrites that I see in the world. Because, you're not going to be willing to say it when it happens for you. You always address it only when it happens against you. Is it a penalty? I wouldn't have given it. Can you give it? Yes, because there's contact. Is it enough? For me, no. Would I say bias? No, because I have not seen good refereeing in years. So that's the reality. Hey, Banjab, welcome back. Good evening to you as well. Hey, Roshan, I remember hearing the German podcast Zweiköpfe where you criticized Euro 2021 Olympics Tokyo organizing, highlight the good organization from ISL in Goa. Yeah, Roshan. The ISL organization in Goa was highlighted around the world. It is not just that I say, oh, you know what, they did a good job. I think we start with the Bundesliga, which was the first league in the world to restart and do its stuff. And then, then came the ISL around the corner. That's the reality of things, right? That's the reality of what happened at the time. So therefore, for me, I highlighted what was, what happened at the time, right? And therefore, for me, very, very important for us that it happened the way it did. Are you ready for my Haram Ball tomorrow? Aditya says it's Haram Ball Ultra Max Pro against Iran. Let's go. I fear if you're going to try and play Haram Ball tomorrow against an opponent, despite not playing their best players, I don't think it'll work. I fear if we're going to play, Khalid will have to have a plan B tomorrow against Iran. Otherwise, if Iran, and this is the thing, right? What disturbs me, I guess we all celebrate the 2-1, they start everything. But a 2-0 result is a good start, but you have to build on it. And we were in no position to build on that 2-0. That is then my concern, right? However we scored the goals. Let's not, they'll be in comedy highlights, especially the first one from the way the Tajik defenders whacked the ball against themselves. Yeah. When the decision favors us, then all good. And if something goes against us, then blame the referee. Yeah, Rosro, that's exactly my point. So therefore, let's see. Did you see a marked improvement in the effort put in by our players in the game? Yeah. I felt that there was a desire, the will, the capability of fighting for the ball, which I haven't seen in a while. So therefore, for me, that is something which I feel was good. I think Gurpreet wanted, especially Gurpreet Singh Sandhu, wanted to prove a point. So therefore, all the conversations we are having again, and this is the small nuances. If it was a 2-2 or if we had lost 3-2, the discussion wouldn't be the same it is. So football is about small nuances. It could turn this way, it could turn that way, and it didn't. Yeah, Abhijit, with recent online gaming and gambling ban, do you see this having significant impact on Indian football sponsor or smaller? Yes, Abhijit, it's going to be a massive, massive impact on Indian sports. Even cricket is saying that will have impact on them. And it will have quite a substantial impact on football, because if you look front of shirt, if you look back of shirt, most teams had somewhere or the other a betting company as a sponsor. So therefore, yes, it's going to have a massive impact. And therefore, for me, it is something which is already there as an impact, and it's not going to get less. So therefore, for us, as India, as Indian football, it will have a massive impact. Win away from home is worth win gold. Ishan, it still is the CAFA Nations Cup. For me, the AFC Asian Cup is the main thing. This is nice to have. I think it's for the psychology, for the team, for all of that, it's good. But for me, it's the two matches against Singapore, the match against Hong Kong, and the match against Bangladesh. Those are the matches which count. And therefore, I hope we can be better in those. Frankly, at senior national level, style of play is irrelevant, results matter. Exactly, Ishan. Therefore, I take that. Listen, if we want to talk about style, we shouldn't be talking at all about football, right? Yeah. I really like Vikram Pratap's work rate against Tajikistan. Your thoughts? Yeah, Rudu, I agree. These are the kind of players that Khalid wants and needs. I don't say what's happening currently. I'm so confused. Blue, we are in a parallel universe where Indian football has gone into I don't know what. Teams winning, the court still not deciding things. I'm not sure how, when, where we will, so therefore, it is crazy to think where we are at this moment in time, and therefore, yeah, it's going to be the let's see. With Khalid at the helm, do you see constant players who are still playing, making comeback, and we convince JJ to put his boots back on? Avijit, JJ, retired father. No, there might be the one or the other might be who's still playing. You never know. Can't play low block against Iran. Ishan, it won't work. I mean, any team with better finishing, it would have been massive damage. That would have been massive damage for us. If you look at the way that we played, so therefore, yeah. The Robson guys finally has arrived in Momag and has no matches to practice to get together with the team to Tanakavas. I really don't know what he's going to do in ACL. Yeah, let's see what he does in ACL. Tajikistan was superior in all aspects except they don't finish. Otherwise, Gurpreet Singh Sandhu won't have best day in every game. Yeah, those are some of the. Let's see. Can India take inspiration from Qatar draw? No, I don't think so. He performed boot to boot with Dori and audaciously about Dori, for which he paid for it. I really don't know how good he's going to be in that too in ACL without any good matches. Okay. Tajikistan held Saudi 1-1 at home. Yeah, Nadeem, what impact has it on us? Yeah, right. You guys love, I don't know. Supreme Court isn't releasing the constitution till now, but our sportsman is not giving any statement except taking photo with the controversial. Where is giving footage to? Yeah, Blue. Let's see. A good start. Always feel momentum is a key. Yeah, Nadeem, and the momentum is going to be tested tomorrow, right? That's going to be the real test tomorrow against Iran. We'll have to showcase where we stand, right? That is going to be. We can have a conversation after that game tomorrow and then see where we stand. So therefore, for me, that's going to be the key one, because if we can do something, or if we can't, and therefore for me, it's going to be important to see what happens or not happens. That Tajikistan and Saudi was on the Peter Segat, they are incomparable. And before single matches, okay. East Bengal women made it to the AFC Women's Champions League group stage. Good thing to have 2 consecutive qualifications for the senior women's level after the FC last season. Yes, very, very good. But 1-1 against Kichi. You never know. I find that is always a dangerous result. 1 goal the other way, and boom, you could have been out. Since online betting app may pay heavy taxes and do a lot of sponsorship to grease a lot of palms to roll back in the act by Government of India, Abhijit, no. If you are with all the influence that, let's say, Dream 11 and others have, and you've done it the way you did it, do you see that that's going to be rolled back? I don't think so. AFC 20 qualifiers, how can Mohan not release players? How are they allowed to do it? Why no punishment for AIFF? There needs to be consequences in high time subject to release. How is the club being run on his behalf? Drew, the point is, yes, is it Mr. Goenka? I also see that Mohun Bagan Athletic Club, meaning President Devashish Dotto and Srinjoy Bose as secretary, have a role in this to convince or tell Mr. Goenka and his staff. It's like, gentlemen, I think we need to do this in the national interest. It's a shame. Can the AIFF do punishment? No, they can't, because under 23s there is no requirement of the release of players. But again, Mohun Bagan in this instance is acting against the national interest, and don't come in with ACL2 and all the BS. In India, under 23 qualifiers, in my opinion, is more important than ACL2, for which you don't have any practice anyway. So I think your boys with 3 matches under their belt, I think, as I said with the senior teams, the same applies with the under 23s. Exposure at that level would have been good. Anyone who's going to talk about AWCL, I'm going to add one point, is that everything is going to feel like a fairy tale until they face those teams. Yeah, Aditya. How should we approach Iran game, in your opinion? See, my problem is that Khalid has plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, and that's the same thing. So again, it's not a question of how I would approach. I think the question is, can we have another good start as we had against Iran? Again, that's my first question that I have. Can we replicate the early success against Iran? So therefore, for me, you have to be defensively strong. Iran is going to come at us, and then we have to see how long we can hold them potentially, or how can we also score. Right? We've had now our defenders scoring the goals. So from that point, that's nice to have, but the question now is, how do we face Iran in this game, right? So for me, the question is, it's going to be very interesting to see, and the question also is, will Iran, if I look at the bench, Mehdi Taremi, Ali Reza, Jahan Baksh, those guys didn't play, right? So therefore, will they play their best players, right? Or will they keep them benched, keep some of the younger ones or some of the ones who rarely play an opportunity? Let's wait and see. Tomorrow will be, because you don't know what Khalid is going to do. They will keep the possession-based football. Iran wants Indian players in the box, and there will be a quick transition as will cause. Okay, Goku, India badly. How Khalid should go about tomorrow's game? This performance in one, the same don't inspire a lot of hope. Which, as I said, I think Haram ball tomorrow will not work, if you ask me. That's going to be a difficult one. I don't know if Haram ball will work tomorrow. I would say, though, we want Tajikistan finishing isn't good. Iran will be different ball. And that's true. That's the one thing to me that is very, very worrying, that if I look at the game against Tajikistan, they had too many chances, and they had too many very good opening chances. They were creating things. We were not able to keep it together. So for me, that's a concern, and we need to work on that. He's got a couple of days to work on the defensive unit. I don't see Khalid, if he's not forced into making changes due to injuries. I don't see that he needs to make changes. Question is, does he want to play the same team, and then we'll have to see. Will it be even more defensive? And and yeah, we'll have to see, right? And Iran is on a different level, and Sandesh Shingan, Anwar Ali, Mohammad Uwais, Raul Beke need to have a very, 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 very good day, and otherwise, yeah. So otherwise, it's going to be difficult. So one Indian Academy, one Dana Cup. Do you think it's an achievement or just a PR for the Academy? Nishant, PR. Again, winning those trophies is very nice for the Academy, but it has no value for football and footballing sense. In reality, India can't win against Iran, but as an Indian football fan, I would like to see a good fight, not to give up or don't show much respect to an opponent. Yeah, if we can do that, it's good. I mean, it does inspire a lot. It's not for that Apuya guy. He would have dragged Monosunda extra time. Made Monosunda frustrated. So anyways, let's see tomorrow's match. Okay. During the action, the government will force the AIFF to not pick the national team. I have no clue. Was highlighting how Tajikistan doing over the years, had a good Asian Cup and World Cup qualifier in Saudi and Jordan. Yeah, but Nadeem, if you look at their gameplay, TK, I was not impressed with Tajikistan the way they played. But they still had the chances, right? Strong crowd behind them, and they were just, luckily for us, very, very wasteful with their opportunities, chances. AIFF, FIFA can do one thing. No club can sign more than 4 national team players. I mean to say regular player like that. No, Jyotima, you can't do that. The freedom of movement of players, not a chance. I'm not sure if Mohun Bagan, Super Giant management really listen to anyone. They aren't even listening to the as a double winning coach. Bro, that's that's a point. But the question is, therefore, let's see what happens. Your 11 for tomorrow. I don't see Khalid changing anything. Knowing him, Khalid most probably will start with the same 11 as he did against Tajikistan. Hey, Ochut. So our girls are doing well. SAF U17 and East Bengal qualifying for AFC Women's Champions League group stages, but under the present scenario, as a senior women's national started Women's Asian Cup preparations. No, Ochut. Again, I come back to something which nobody seems to realize is that the AIFF is in a financial situation because the AIFF has not been able to extend its contract with RFDL. So from that perspective, FSDL. So if they can't extend that contract, if you're not going to get extra money into the system, it's going to be very, very difficult for the AIFF to somehow run the system, right? That's a challenge, a huge challenge for the All India Football Federation, and money is a factor. 5-4-1 tomorrow. Rudra, if you look at it at some stage, we were playing a 6-3-1 towards the end against Tajikistan. We might have Ashik and Vikram slotting in as additional, wing backs. So, yeah, let's see what he picks. 4-2-3-1 on paper, but do we really play that on paper? Towards the end, it was 6-3-1 to me. How do you rate Yadwat's game? Do you see Manvi starting as defensive forward? No, I don't see Manvi starting. Yadwat was okay. But again, the problem of the forwards in this game, or this kind of game, is how much of an opportunity you get to play. And that was a problem. Do you see the match and the refereeing? Branjal, I saw, extended highlights. I didn't watch the whole 90, but the refereeing, again, again, everybody brings up the refereeing, and I say, guys, have you seen the refereeing in the recent months across leagues? Again, I say just Chelsea versus Fulham. Has Mohun Bagan released its players? Raj, no. Afghanistan played okay, but them scoring the goal was huge and slowed Iran a bit, but we need to do something similar as it would be brutal. Yeah. Why development players have impressed you and which are not still for national team? Too early to say, Raj. In my opinion, Oais did his job. What was, I guess, expected of him. So therefore, again, but let's have this judgment of players after they've played the 3 matches. Long term, Mohammed Superchan will believe they will buy players when other teams produce players from their academy. Mohammed Superchan can't realize. Goku, none of the teams are producing, so to say, their own players, or very few are, and how many are they producing, and where is the quality which is better? My simple question to you and anyone is, where is the quality of the academies are producing which are better? They are buying, not buying. Yes, they are buying 17, 18, 19-year-olds as well, but mostly the players that they're buying are 24, 25, and they're finished products. So, and most of the ISL teams do that. In Haram ball style, we need some good striker, which we have not. It will cost us later against Tajikistan. We was lucky, but it's not going to repeat against Iran. Jyotirmoy, I totally agree on that. Really don't know why Mohammed Supergiant has no academy. Okay. Do you really miss more players? Would you? I think Apuya would be surely a good defensive screen, and so therefore for me that's one. And again, there are some of the Mohammed players to have as alternatives. Why not? Tomorrow, big day for India. Yeah, Mayank, let's see. Currently, best striker opinion. Sunil Chhetri, if you ask me that way. Some fans are saying Indian team is better without Mohammed Subhajan players. Your opinion? No, blue. Tomorrow, they said it on Friday, right? Let's have that discussion after tomorrow's game, right? I'm trying to do a live watch along, also it's information. And yeah, let's wait and see what happens. So some reports, Tarimi isn't playing tomorrow. Does that mean the rest of the regulars are playing? Or should let's wait and see who Iran put out. I said Jan Baksh is most probably another one would love to see, but Iran has the talent, and again, we're talking about a team which is in the top FIFA top 20. Yeah, this is after Australia last year, most probably the strongest teams we faced, even though they're not playing their best 11. Was Tajikistan playing their first team? Not fully. There were a few players in there who weren't. Gurpreet over Vishal Khed. I've said that over the last 6-7 months when that discussion came up. I stick to my point, and Gurpreet has proven me right on that, because I think there is something about an international player which you need. Even Sandesh Jingan, so therefore, yeah. Hey Vikram, I'm fine. For me, at least my team is very good, and I really dream whenever I watch them match. They always play well attacking game. What's your thoughts? Yeah, Vikram. If I look at it, yeah, Fabian Hutzler, German manager, very impressive. He's doing a good job. Except Apuya, Indian team doesn't miss any other players for me. Yeah, again, that was after match 1. Let's have that conversation after tomorrow. Let's have that conversation after Thursday. VK fan was criticizing Mumbai management. Yeah, I think one thing I agree in saying the Bangladesh game Gurpreet is better than Vishal says blue. Yeah, I've said that. Except Apoya, Suhail Bhatt should have been in the first 11 for sure, and Khalid's style of play difficult. How does Suhail Bhatt come into the conversation? Suhail Bhatt doesn't even get into the national team. How does he get into the starting 11? Somadri. No chance, not even close. Currently, no one is close to Gurpreet Singh Sandhu because he has so much experience, and last match proved it. Yeah, Vikram. Yeah, that's the point. Gurpreet Singh Sandhu is back, says Pranjal, and Uchud adds, thanks to Gurpreet proving you and me right. Yes, we were right. Exceptional what he played, and all that preseason training paid off. Where is Romeo Fernandez now, bro? Lost after return from Brazil. He went to Atletico Paranaense, and after that returned to FC Goa, played in the ISL a little, then mainly has been playing in the Goa Pro League. I think he's playing for one of the smaller teams at the moment, if I'm not wrong. So Romeo's still around, but not at the level that he has been in the past. So that's that's one of the realities of things that has been so sad to see, but um, hasn't really played at the top level in years. Happy for Gurpreet, but he has to deliver regularly, especially the Asian Cup qualifiers. Yeah, for sure, 100%. More than that, to me, I think Gurpreet needs to do that. But again, he has set his own benchmark once more, and he'll have to prove himself. How good is it? Right, more than 30 minutes. Quick reminder to all those of you, more than 20 people watching at the moment. If you haven't, 12 likes so far. Thanks a lot. Do support this channel. Do support the lives. Do share this live with other people if you think it's worth for them joining in. Also, do subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you're listening to us, maybe, join us in the conversation. Just subscribe, follow it. And as always, as I say, also watch the shorter videos, as I've done again today. I've linked my video at the top, which is sort of my request in regard to or towards the Supreme Court in clearing the new AIFF constitution. And also, okay, the ISL tender. I think that's very, very important. So let's wait and see if that happens or not. Mohun Bagan players has no hunger for national team. They're just loyal for their club. You never know. I mean, you and I, we all don't know if the Mohun Bagan players had been there against Tajikistan. Would have been the same? Would have been different? Nobody knows. So this is all, let's see. I'm doing fine, Surya. Good to see you back again. Apuya definitely can get into also Bose in the mix, and many more players can be back up. Yeah. Anil Thapa has been actually had a better campaign towards the end of the ISL, and a fit Shubhashish Bose surely is worth a look. East Bengal women's team qualifiers. Good day for Indian football once again. Indian women's team is bringing us more glory. Yeah, true, Madhuri. Very, very true. Without Lister and Manvir, the team looked good. Raj, yes, but you never know how they would have played, right? So that's a theoretical discussion. Basically, bench strength would be much better than now. That's also a very, very true fact, Blue, that that the bench. Yeah, let's see. What's your thoughts about tomorrow match versus Iran? A draw maybe if Iran is playing with their C team. So yeah, even if they're playing with their C team, they're still better than us. So I would hope we give them a fight. We can go out with our head high, and if we play something of the sorts and maybe lose 2-0, I'm fine. If we're going to try and play like we played against Tajikistan and they're going to bang in 5-6 goals, then I'm going to say, yeah, this might work with smaller teams or teams at our level, but it's not going to work with the biggies. And that's the danger. What does intensity mean in football? Intensity means how the level, the quality of the game is, right? So that's that needs to be seen. So therefore, from that perspective, intensity is something which is very, very key in not in football, but any sport. Intensity is a very important aspect, and that's something which I think we should not forget from that perspective. Vishal has not been given that much chance like Amrinder or Gopi for the senior national team, so I don't think it does not make any sense for some fans going extremely brutal on him. It does, Angry Birds, because I said beforehand that he's not good enough for the national team. Sorry to say that bluntly, but to me, he's not a national team goalkeeper, and I will say that, right? It might not be sounding nice, but that's to me a reality that a player is if he's not of that quality, we have to address it, right? So for me, Vishal Keth is not quality to be in India number one, right? Liston is a selfish player. He thinks is Ronaldo, says Jyotirmoy. So I want your opinion on Gopi Singh Sandhu and where he stands in Asia in terms of playing in different leagues. Is he good enough? No, I don't think so. That ship has sailed long back. Gopi is a very good ISL goalkeeper, but I don't think he'll get an opportunity as well. But tomorrow it's going to be a very tough with the team we have. Style of play won't matter much because the Iranians are technically and physically far superior, and that's the problem, right? At the end of the day, Iran is on a different level, on a different yardstick, and that we'll have to see what we can do. Sangeeta scores again. Big. Yeah. Yeah. Very important, Surya. Sir, in Vicky case, I see too much dependency on foreign defenders in ISL. And communication is major headache for him. Khalid is definitely going to call Deepak Tangri next camp. He was extremely good against Australia. Says Angry Birds. Okay. And Raj replies to Yutimoy, the Ronaldo name, I would say, has been given by Mohun Bagan fans themselves, says Raj. What would like to see as big teams from this team and Khalid? So yeah, let's see what they can do tomorrow, and then we can speak. Ronaldo tags, says Raj. Roman Mandar did so well for FC Goa in the first few seasons of Arsenal and the familiar story of decline. Very true. Can Indian women men team reach any age level World Cup? Yeah, the under 17s, women's, um, under 20s maybe. Let's wait and see. Also, everyone was against the appointment, but after yesterday, I saw some hope. Let's be hopeful, I guess. So yeah, it is one match. I will, I will not change my opinion about things because, we are so quick. If tomorrow things go south, then the whole discussion will be in a different direction. So therefore, let's wait and see what happens. What's your say on Mohamed Nawaz as a goalkeeper? Angry Birds, decent ISL goalkeeper, but nothing more, nothing less. He was, I remember seeing him at 15, 16, 17. I felt he was a much better goalkeeper at that age. We need something magical from Gurpreet Singh Sandhu tomorrow if we just want to draw like David De Gea magical. Okay, David De Gea. If Khalid gets us to Asian Cup, then good. Otherwise, move on from him, says Rudro. If Iran would reactivate Ali Karimi tomorrow, it would take it seriously from Indian views. It sounds sarcastic, I know, but seriously, the squad there to France another level. Whoever plays there. Yeah. Roshan, that is, I think, something which is, I think the Indian football fans are not realizing who they're going to face tomorrow. If you're the president of AIFF, then how can you encourage players to try them abroad? How can you have them? Jyotirmoy, at the moment with the salaries around, the question is not about wanting to play abroad or putting them abroad. Who's going to offer also abroad? Who will want to give an Indian player a chance abroad? Simple question. I don't see anyone waiting to give an Indian footballer a chance abroad. Why are we expecting results against Mighty Iran thinking we won against Tajikistan doesn't mean we're extraordinary? That's my whole problem. If you look at the whole Tajikistan story, it's too positive, and that's the danger in my opinion, right? Yes, because there's one reason why we won that match, and it's not because of us and our capabilities or not. It's the incapabilities of Tajikistan to score. Very simple. In my opinion, Liston doesn't fire in international match as much as he does in domestic. Yeah, which should right observation. Is there any European team which plays haram ball most of the time? Rohit, I wouldn't. None come to mind as regard to national teams, Yes, you are right. It's just one match. That's my point. Let's have a conversation after the end of the CAF Nations Cup. And again, we could even do even better in this cup, and then we mess up against Singapore. What's the value of the CAF Nations Cup? Nothing, right? By the way, what will happen to Liston after Robson comes? No idea. We might get a 5-0 beating tomorrow. Why people are hyping him so much? Because Angry Birds, this is the world we live in today, right? We don't live in reality anymore. Jose Mourinho is free. Let's appoint him. Just kidding, says Surya. Just for fun, says AIFF should start posting their audits to make their finances transparent from the state association national team set up misuse of funds and corruption where it was too much politics and corruption. You do know that they publish their finances, right? Yes, so now that Tajikistan match is hyped way too much. Tajikistan has their own issues after Peter Sagar departure. That's the thing, Roshan. I think this is not the same Asian Cup level Tajikistan which you saw, and again the finishing was awful. It was terrible. Italy before, yeah, Jyotirmoy, but those days are also gone. Italian Catenaccio no longer is there. Which clubs around the world play haram ball? would say some of the Italian clubs would have done in the past, some smaller teams across the leagues maybe. But it's not. Football has changed a lot, right? If you even look at lower level football in Europe, this defensive style of wait and watch and play, that has changed completely in the last few years. So therefore, from my perspective, I would surely say that it is no longer this, the catenaccio with the Italians used to play, or defensive-minded football. I mean, Jose Mourinho has failed in a lot of teams in the last few years with his football, with which he actually in the past has won the Champions League. So let's not forget. But so therefore, difficult. India की ओर से players allow होगा. Indrajit, at the moment, I don't know when. I not only hope, I wish it's going to come at some stage, but at the moment, I don't honestly know when it's going to come. And let's wait and see where we are with this topic in a few months. Do you know Bundesliga 2 is streamed on YouTube? I didn't know that. Wonder if it's from this season or previous one too. Nice quality games, by the way. Pranjal, I know that they are being shown this season. And the second Bundesliga is one of the best leagues in the world, one of the most exciting leagues with all the big teams, all the big clubs playing in it. So therefore, it's an exciting product to watch. Tajikistan has gotten a poor run of results in the last few matches. Angry Birds, they're not the same team as they were, as I said, last year in January. Tajikistan has a lot of space and wings to exploit, but they failed to. But I don't think Iran will lose it. Parking the bus doesn't work every time. Raj, I go back to the Asian Cup under ski match. We tried parking the bus in those matches and it didn't work for us. So therefore, no, I don't think it'll work. Indian football will reach nowhere until youth system doesn't become strong. You can see for past year, one team is winning every category. So that makes that team also weak in terms if they don't get competitive matches. And Goku, as the answer to you from Raj, upcoming players' college not even level of the card. And that's the thing, Goku, the biggest problem, right? We have a huge deficiency in regard to talent at youth level, and it's not helping us at the moment. We have a huge problem at grassroots level, under 8s, under 10s, under 12s, under 13s. So that's where we need to work on. AIFF should reinstate Indian Arrows and send them out personally to other leagues, and that's the only grassroots they can do at the moment. Shom Kumar is an example. Just for fun, the Indian Arrows, yes, I would say it would be great to have it back, but the Indian Arrows is something which the AIFF at the moment can't afford, can't fund. So therefore, the program doesn't exist at this moment. And secondly, who's going to take them to send out? I like this when people say send out, but who's going to take them? And Som Kumar has not gone through an AIFF program or anything. There are reasons why Som Kumar is, so again. But Angry Birds and Som Kumar is not getting a single chance for rather, though their first choice, goalkeeper Sam Prasad has conceded 11 goals in the last 2 matches. Yeah, but do you think that if their current goalkeeper is conceding 11 and you put in a young Indian goalkeeper into the goal, that he's going to concede less in the next 2? You don't know, right? ISL equal to CFL level of Indian players. I think that the level of ISL players is still better than CFL level. Yeah. Women's national team should get good friendlies is only the best shot to qualify for the World Cup. Yeah. Guess of fun, agree with you. If it's haram ball that getting a result, it's okay because we can't teach these players to play possession-based football at this point. Aryan, yeah. To me, to talk about possession-based football in a context of an Indian national football team is a big thing to do, right? To me, so I take the results. The problem is with haram ball is that there is a level up to which you can play haram ball. And the question is, will you also play haram ball against smaller teams when you play them? That's my simple question. That's where the problem lies with what I've seen with Jamshedpur or Mumbai FC in the past in the I-League. Khalid does not have a plan B and depends on certain players to perform. Again, Javi Hernandez, Steven Eze out. Steven Eze out, 2 matches, 10 goals. Javi Hernandez out, unable to create something at Jamshedpur FC. So those are realities which I cannot forget, and therefore we need to think about what can we do, what are they capable of doing, and that's the challenge. To be honest, I feel bad for Khalid because after last game in Sportsman, he tweets some non-regular fans and think he will do good against Iran, while we know it's next to impossible. Yeah, though I would take a close game. I would even take something. My problem is with whatever happens in the rest of the CAF Nations Cup. My World Cup qualifiers are in October. The 2 Singapore matches are the most important. So whatever happens here is just a preparation for what's going to happen in a few weeks' time. So let's wish, hope. Sam Pridkar is 22, while Soom is 20. Yeah, true. Even if we play haram ball, we need to be at least perfect in it. Angry Birds, we will never be perfect in it. Does haram ball mean parking the bus? Ocean, to some extent, it means not fully parking the bus, but here, what was the joke going on? Oh, we're not parking a bus, we're parking a truck, we're parking a train or whatever. Even Iran's C team is miles better than India, so what will be your day to counter Iran team according to you then? No, I need to find a structure with which I can play, but I have to try and also attack once in a while. So I would treat it like a cup game, right? Where Iran is the top tier, you are a lower level tier, and then try and see what you can do. But my problem is my team has limited capabilities. I cannot dream of that they're playing this, whatever, and then they're gonna win. So therefore I need to be honest enough to realize that what my team can play, what my team cannot play, and then try and figure out what are we able to do. And that's the challenge. That's the whole challenge in this thing. And therefore, yeah, we'll have to wait and see what the team can do or not do. Can't AIFF private parties host charity matches like ISL 11 versus I-League 11 or ISL versus current champions and funds in the name of charity matches? Just for fun, yeah, it's an idea, but who's going to fund it, right? AIFF can host the matches, yes, but who's going to fund it? Who's going to be your charity partner? Is Iran being team played? No, Raj. They've got some of their best players not in there. Surya says can't play haram against small teams, need to thrash them, otherwise it won't be fun to watch. Khalid needs to come with strategies. What matters is result. Surya, he has one strategy. One. Defend, defend, defend. There is no plan B. And if there's a plan B, it depends on the individuals to do that. You know? And Sportsmaster tweet was surprising given it wasn't a very important match. Surya, yeah, I am still disappointed that there wasn't more follow-up on the success of the Indian women's seniors and juniors, which I felt was much more important. But again, it is the men's team, and I think it has been highlighted to him that an Indian now is coaching the team and all those things that the blah blahs that have been happening. So therefore, for me, yeah, it is the way it is. I would, again, as I told you, I would hope that we can pull something off, but it's a challenge, and I'm not sure how we survive that challenge. Right, that challenge is big. The challenge is huge, and to me, that's going to be the question of what can we do to get through these games. So that's the question. How can we join analytics-related jobs or performance that will take roles or contribute as a fan? See, just for fun, to contribute as a fan sounds always very easy. I know I don't want to destroy the idea, but if you want to do analytics or performance analytics, learning by doing, looking at, opportunities with smaller teams to get started and then try and get into the field. After the Tajikistan match, I felt Singapore better than Tajikistan looking at the performance in qualifiers. 100% right. If I look at how the way Singapore played against Bangladesh and how Tajikistan played against India, I would. And then I remember Bangladesh playing India, then I would say Singapore would be a stronger opponent than Tajikistan at this moment in time. AIFF is probably the worst run sports federation in India at the moment. No, just for fun. They are much worse than the AIFF. This ultra defensive techniques used to be successful in the 90s CFL, where the smaller clubs would do this against the bigger ones in the muddy Maidan grounds. That would work. And Ochu, that's the problem, right? If you're on a compact grounds, this works. It works on bad fields as well because the technically superior team has problems. So therefore, for me, the question now is how do we tackle the Iranians? How do we play the Iranians? How do we engage the Iranians? And that's going to be the big question, I guess, in this match, right? Once more reminder, over 50 minutes already. If you're liking the conversation, it's becoming quite dark outside. If you're liking the conversation, if you are enjoying what I am discussing with you guys, leave a like behind. 19 likes so far on this video. Share it with other people. And yeah, if you're new listening, subscribe to the channel. 2,851. So we crossed the 2,850 marks. Edging towards the 3,000 mark. Help me achieve that before we end the year. And of course, watch the short videos. As I say, did something today on the Supreme Court in regard to my request to them. Just hand out a constitution which is conform with the statutes and rules and regulations of FIFA. Sorry. It's so weird how the fans are doing the same thing again and again, hyping the coach after one match and then coping the rest of the games. Yeah, that's a big problem. Forget about men's air was supposed to start AW in September, but again, it's in November. None of the roadmap followed. Aryan, it is one thing is the problem of following a roadmap. I think the problem of the AIFF at the moment is that that you're unable to do what is needed from you because you are unable to get the results that you want, that you need. And on the other side, your biggest issue is at the moment is funds. Simple problem. They don't have funds, and if you don't have funds, it's going to be very, very difficult to run the whole system. Everyone wants credit when it's success, and when it comes to taking out of it, everyone walks off. Raj, I would even formulate it even harder. I wouldn't even say walk off, they just hide. Accountability, introspection doesn't happen. Roshan says against team like Iran, players have less time and technical better players. That's why I have no expectations tomorrow. Same here, Roshan. Welcome to the club. Why is Khalid to play the same style even against teams who are weaker? It seems frustrating because that's his way of playing. Look at his career over the last 16, 17 years. Forget about men's. We've spoken about it. Liverpool scored, says Paranjal against Arsenal. Let's see what's the 85th minute ongoing. Dominic Szoboszlai scored in the 83rd minute at Anfield against Arsenal. Bangladesh is probably the most promising team in terms of growth, or is it just because of OCI? That is not just men's national, but all levels. Just for fun, I think there are lots of teams in Asia who are improving a lot at the moment, the teams in Southeast Asia, Indonesia is rising quickly. Malaysia seems to be getting its act together. So therefore, for me, there are a lot of teams, and Bangladesh still have to prove that they're actually going to be successful. I think the women's is not built on OCIs or overseas players yet. They're going to get them into the system, but Bangladesh women has done a lot of things right over the last few years, and therefore they are where they are, and we'll have to wait and see where they can get at the end. Kudos to him for pulling a win among so much difficulties in the problem. Yeah, that's a given. Only if Khalid can come up with new plans, it's not going to work, says Aryan. So can I ask which club you support? Bayern. So yeah, actually not only support Bayern, I've worked for Bayern Munich in the past. Not only that, I've even had the pleasure of playing for the Bayern Munich Legends in Kolkata against East Bengal in the Legends game. So yes, Bayern Munich is my team. After tomorrow's game, non-Indian football fans or say season fans come up and start criticizing AIFF story of every time. It's Raj. I know what you're saying, and yeah, let's see what happens. What's your prediction? Will India qualify for third place match just for fun? It's going to be interesting to see because it's not just about what we do, but also what Afghanistan does. Now, if Afghanistan by any chance loses to Tajikistan, then to me, you know, the path to the third place playoff looks good. And let's wait and see what happens. What's your expectations from the Iran game? XYZ, I have none. As Roshan has perfectly put it, right? He said that's why I have no expectations from tomorrow. Same applies for me. Why would I have expectations from that game? Because Iran is at a level which I can't compare to my own, right? They're much better than me. And therefore for me it makes no sense to think about, hey, listen, what are we gonna do? So therefore I'm fine. And therefore I say don't bother about these things. Yeah, let's wait and see what happens. Right. So it's very interesting to see what happens. So many players have been asked to stay along with their respective clubs and join their country sides, including Tirimi of Iran, Kafa, which have no issues, has been placed anywhere. Why in India? There are two things. In India, the season is not running, right? And don't tell me AFC Champions League 2 matches, listen, that's in mid-September. So, and you know, the CAFA Nations Cup ends either on the on the 4th or the 7th of September. And so therefore, yeah, it is an issue. And Terimi training at Inter Milan or Internazionale Milan is something different within the Indian national team. So he can come in a day and join, and boom, he's going to be that impact player. If we lose 3-0 or 2-0, it would be good results, in my opinion. Raj, yeah, looks like it. What's your score prediction for tomorrow, Panjal? I don't have a score prediction. Again, this is a friendly tournament. I want us to play decent. I want us to hope that we have some hope, and then let's see what happens. Right? To me, yeah. Well, let's see what we can do. Well, I literally tried to end Indian football, but now people inviting him as a guest to random YouTube shows were messed up. I know it's a problem, but these people have to understand that. If Reliance has lost 3,000 crores, why are they sticking around in normal course? Any business would just wait for the contract to end. Uchut, I think they're different. So therefore, it's for them to decide what is best for them, right? Reliance is one of the biggest Indian corporates, and it should be I think their prerogative, their decision of saying, hey, listen, you want to stay or want to leave? And at this moment, I would say, looks like, I'm not sure if they're really going to stay or not, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Best plan would be to rest your best players tomorrow and play them against Afghanistan to have a chance for third spot. If you're going to rest your best players, are you willing to lose heavily to Iran? I don't know. That breaks the morale. So therefore, it's going to be interesting to see. So I want to know what the things that Mr. did, which a lot of people don't know, and make him save of Indian football. Raj, Google it. You'll find everything that you need to know. Do you think Chankte could still improve and become a much better player? Even now, he's only 27. In the context, he's maturing at different age. Chankte has had his jump, I think, about 3 years back. What to say? 3 years back when he joined Mumbai City, that was his jump. Can he get another jump? Yeah, maybe become more consistent, right? That is it. But otherwise, not much that can happen, I guess. But I would hope so. Let's put it this way. That's another thing, right? With Indian players, one of the factors which I always say is, or I have to mention, is hope. Because Lineswala Chankte to me is our, if I look club and country, he's our best player. And yeah, but he has to perform to a different level. He's already become captain at Mumbai City, I think, which has been good for him as a personal development part. Now he has to prove that also in the national team, and that's something.
Chang had golden chance to move abroad. Yes, Raj. Iron Friends organized him the trial at Viking Stavanger. It was a great opportunity for him to come 6 years ago, August 2019. Yeah, but again, at the end, for other reasons, didn't happen, and I'm still disappointed because I think it was good, and yeah, let's see what happens. Right, to me, it'll be very interesting to see if he can take the next step. Let the auction happen for the commercial rights, then they will really get a reality check of the actual value. I bet AIFF will run back to FS there. Aryan, let's see if anyone's going to bid, right? Or if there's going to be some frivolous bid or something, or AIFF puts a ridiculous bid amount in it. Let's wait and see. Like, I would put the best 11 in SCAFA. I mean, aim should be AFC Asian Cup. Getting to play Iran Pro League players is a good challenge. Says Renner. I guess even Chetri improved by that time, and still he was a different player. So yeah, Sunil's changes came, 2010 when he went to the US, 2013, 2012, 2013 when he was at Sporting Lisbon. So therefore, those were the defining moments. And yeah, who knows? Maybe Chankte has maybe a year somewhere else to highlight, showcase himself. Do you think if he had gone at 18 years, he would have been a decent player? No, you never know, Renner, because at 18 he wasn't a finished player to the level he was when he went in 2019. He would have been too young at 18. About which tier and league? So he tried his luck in the MLS with Kansas City Wizards. At the time, it's now Kansas. Sporting Kansas is now the name of the club, and he was with the B team of Sporting Lisbon, which was a third-tier team in Portugal, and didn't get a chance. Amongst others, Eric Dyer was a teammate of his. So Sunil tried his luck in Portugal, tried his luck in America, but didn't succeed. So that's also a reality of where the whole story stands, sadly. I would have loved to have been able to tell you, yeah, Sunil was successful, but sadly that was not the case. So therefore, we have to live with that reality as well in regard to Sunil's career. No, said about Changte, he had an option. So yeah, we organized him a trial in the first year in Norway, in the Eliteserien, with a club called Viking Stavanger. So yeah, got a chance. They would have taken him also on a long-term contract, but the money offered in the ISF was higher and the player returned. Name him for now, not get banned. Yeah. Yeah, Aryan, that's the challenge of all challenges. If you ask me, that's the challenge of all challenges. But again, do you think the Supreme Court will tomorrow present the Constitution? Will they give a pathway and say, what, the Constitution is coming up on this date? I still don't know where we are with this. And therefore, for me, it's something which we have to wait and see what happens in the coming days and weeks. So very challenging to see, because the Supreme Court needs to clear the Constitution first, and then everything else needs to happen, right? So that's the challenge. That's the challenge at this moment in time for me, for you, for us, to wait and see what happens with the Constitution, and if the Supreme Court gives or continues to view FIFA they've done on Friday, it is very, very dangerous. That's my very honest concern, that the Supreme Court of India till date has not understood that the law of the land is below, this law of land. This is the law of sports. I explained that in the video, and let's wait and see what happens, guys. So, yeah, let's see what the Supreme Court does tomorrow. 1 second, let me quickly grab a sip of water. Sorry. Yeah, also what I said earlier, thinking of doing a live tomorrow of the India versus Iran game from the Hisor Central Stadium in Tajikistan, and therefore looking forward to that game. And it's going to be interesting, right? So Central Stadium is or little outside of the city. So let's see what we can do. Iran Football Federation versus AIFF budget. Oh, Raj, I think Iran. I don't know what the Iran Football Federation's budget is. But it will be higher because the overall budget of the Iran Pro League will be higher than of the ISL. So overall, it should be higher. Live watch along, let's go. Yes, sorry, I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. So spread the word. The Messiah of Indian football trying hard to make Supreme Court believe law of land is high. Yep. And they believe it, and that's the problem. That's been the problem for the last 8 years. Really, one of the biggest problems has been for the Supreme Court of India to understand where does it stand, where does the law of the land stand compared to so that's the thing. As Iran had US sanctions, Raj, yes, they had sanctions, they have sanctions, and they will for the foreseeable future have sanctions. But the sports football success is not linked to that, right? They've even had Iranian origin boys go and return to play for Iran. Iranian stars play in Europe. I mean, there's never been a question of a Taremi not playing in Portugal or in Italy, or Jan Baksh playing in the Netherlands. So therefore, these are things which are non-starters of an issue, despite all the political problems that Iran has with the West, right? So therefore, that's something which needs to be kept in mind. And and if I look at it, they have and if I look at it, the players that they have, it's a different level. It's a different level, and I think we cannot compare ourselves with an Iran. If we're trying to compare ourselves with Iran, I think that's something which will not work, right? So that's the thing that we've had with our football. I read somewhere that India has had 10 average had out of 24 teams, but we were the poorest team. Is our ability so poor compared to pure physical status? Daniel, that these physical attributes, you might have a generation of players who are taller. You might have a certain next generation where they're physically stronger. All these attributes are nice to have, but my point is, Lionel Messi is not the biggest player in the world, but he's got technical abilities which no other player in the world has. Problem with Xavier somehow successful into building that. That's the biggest problem. Fooling the system, not working with the system the way it should. Yeah. It's not about budget, it's just how you handle the money. You have proper management beats everything else. I am fully agree with you. Fully agree with you. Do you think if Iran had a budget of UAE, they would smoke every Asian nation, even Japan? Another theoretical question which you don't know, right? Let's say Iran had the budget of a UAE or budget of a Qatar or whatever. Could be, might not be. They might be at the same level, they might be even worse off. So therefore, as I like to say, money is an important factor, but money is not the only factor. If we are thinking about, that money is going to decide X, Y, Z, it's not, so therefore, again, we're talking a lot about this money part, but to me, it's only part of the whole conversation. Over the years, accountability is missing in football. 100% morally. Not always, because there was certain level of accountability maybe in the past. At the moment, it is certainly, so therefore, that's the big problem that I think we face at the moment, right? So therefore, we are where we are. It's not easy, but let's see where we can take things. Does AIFF not get FIFA funds? Of course, Raj, they do. The whole FIFA AIFF Academy project is being done by that. There are other projects that FIFA have. FIFA gives the AIFF a certain fixed grant. So yeah, Xavier has really good PR. Yeah. So yeah, PR is nice to have, good to have, but if it, the problem to me is that the substance is not there. To me, the substance is more important than the PR. And Indian football's problem is, yeah, it's sad our corporates investing in foreign leagues, but not us. So yeah, and then they sell themselves. Oh, I would like to do it, this and that, everything. No, you don't. You are looking for a different avenue. There are different reasons why you've done X, Y, Z, and that's the reality of things at the moment, right? So therefore, we'll have to live with what it is, and this is it. If infrastructure and money is main thing, Qatar and China qualified for World Cup over to Africa. They have barely anything. Only thing is will. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's money, 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 money. Yeah, money is an important factor, but money is not everything as a factor. I think that's something which needs to be learned. And it's full time Liverpool beating Arsenal 1-0. So therefore that's also a factor, but it's not the one and all factor which will decide where things can go, could go, should go. Because yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem, and yeah, we need to figure out how we ourselves can improve, right? That's going to be the big challenge in a certain way, right? So that's very, very difficult, not easy, but it is doable. Does Arsene Wenger have a soft spot for India like Sepp Blatter had? Roshan, I don't know. uh, I don't think he has. No, I wouldn't think so. You often mention cricket is monopoly by India. What about football? Is it exist? No, football is a global game. Football is the only global game which is not doesn't have monopoly here, doesn't have monopoly elsewhere. It is played everywhere. I don't know what Kalyan Chauvet says to Arsene Wenger if you have president Raj. Yeah, we don't know. Do you think Indian hockey is more successful than cricket, but still they are not earning the same profits? I don't know. Difficult to compare. I don't know. Really, hockey is successful, but what profits? Right? Hockey is trying to cover its costs, so we're not even talking profits. Do you think if parents get educated about football and get their kids with a little ball at age 3 onwards in their backyard, would we see a lot of kids had an engagement? Would it work? Renal, where is the backyard for lots of parents in India? And that's your first point. Would again, we generalize things. I think that's another problem that we have in this world today. Generalizing doesn't work. You have to work on specifics and then find specific solutions to the problems. And yeah, that's a real fact. And therefore, for me, those are very, very important. And yeah, but to say, automatically if you start early, it's gonna work. Well, no. Will to play at the World Cup should be there from the president to the players and everyone else involved. Just go for local FA. Will is buried 6 feet underground. Yeah, I mean, it's a problem, but yeah. Football didn't go the proper funding from government compared to hockey. Yeah, but there are two sides to it now. There's a certain level of fault with us in football, but there's also, of course, a certain level of fault with the government of India for not supporting football the way it could, should, needs to do. Right? That's a fact. So what works in Mizoram won't work in Meghalaya. What works there won't work in Kerala either. Yeah, Brennan, that's another problem. Again, if you think that the Nopang Leap can be copied and done elsewhere, no. Meghalaya is doing its own things. Manipur has been doing its own things, does its own things. And then you could go on from, not even from deep states. What works in Mumbai doesn't work in Pune. What works in Pune will not work in Kolhapur. Yeah, so Maharashtra, big state. So that's something. People who talk money and infrastructure criteria for participating in global event look at Senegal, Sadio Mane, said kid in England, or they've been never even in a senior level. Yeah, but morally, That's the problem, right? We talk about money and about organizing things rather than spending time, efforts, and money on grassroots. Very simple. Indian basketball team will play Asian Cup jersey sponsor. Yeah, very true, Raj. How big challenge is Iran for India? Massive. If you ask me, that's the biggest challenge we faced since Australia and the Asian Cup last year, right? And if I look back, was it 16 or 17 when I lost 3-0 to Iran at home in Bangalore? That's to me that's the level of challenge that we're going to face in Iran. Yeah, different level, different challenge, different level. I wish the team the best, but yeah, let's wait and see what he can be able to do in that game, right? So that's that's a fact in itself. Right, more than 1 hour 16 minutes means 76 minutes of this Indian football discussion here on my channel arunfoot. If you're new, do subscribe to the channel, be part of the conversation, ask your questions, maybe mention your observations, and like, share, support the channel. All of you, 23 likes so far. Thanks a lot. 2,851 subscribers. Thanks you for that as well. So therefore, as always, I'll say, and watch the short videos. Did something on the Supreme Court yesterday. The one on the India win under Khalid got over 600 views. Thanks a lot. So therefore, do support the channel. Hype videos as well. And as always, thank you for your support. Visit Kolhapur a few weeks back. Great passion for football. Saw some similar things with Kolkata. Interesting, Raj, to hear. Hello, joined late. How are you? I'm good. Just saw Shobosh free kick goal against Arsenal. What a strike. How did you feel about India game, especially in midfield? I was happy that we won. Nothing more, nothing less. And midfield, were we really present in the midfield? I think we gave up a lot to drop deep. We dropped, and we dropped deep and we had to go pitching Sandhu in prime form. So that helped us. How do you compare Iran with Australia current team or both of them? No, I would rate Iran higher than Australia at the moment, Murali. But again, we're not playing the best of Iranian teams, so maybe some of the boys have something to prove also, so very dangerous. Present when Kolhapur City FC announced, but it didn't make it to I League 2 or 3, says Raj. What made you to support Indian football for a long run despite not too success in sentiment towards India? Monali, I don't support things because it is successful. I think that's the first thing that I always say again and again. I watch things, I support things because I want it to somehow work, right? And here the problem is, it is how we're gonna work on these things. And my question to you would be how do you support teams? How not how do I, how do we, how do all of us support teams? And that's the challenge. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens really. But for me, supporting a team doesn't mean that it has to be successful. I watched the videos of Nopang League Scooter guys to watch it seriously the way Dance Foundation Young Champs organize with all professionals and stuff. The games they play, the quality of coach education, top class. Okay, then. Which is your favorite club in UEFA? Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich is my Bayern Munich would be my team. Is my team. And do you like the starting 11 or do you expect some players who were not fielded? There's not much I would have changed as such, right? Maybe we can talk about Jackson and put Nikhil Prabhu in, but otherwise, I'm fine with the starting 11 that the coach has chosen. Now, have you faced in the over 20 being involved in football a lot of discrimination, being OCI? Yes, Roshan. Yes, but in the younger years, I didn't. Nowadays, I just say, listen, I tell people on the face what I think about things. That this is most probably something. Maybe I should have done it in my younger days, but that was me. That wasn't the approach that I would have taken. But nowadays, I do tell people, and yeah, I'm confident about that. So, can you explain the franchise fees, finances at the initial stage of ISA? What was the plan? What's up? The 8 original franchisees who came into the ISL had to pay between 12 and 15 crores per year, and that was supposed to subsidize the league on one side and create, and then get repaid through the central pool. That was the idea. Do you think Suresh and Apuya brings something special in midfield? They sometimes create good passage plays compared to Brandon passing skills. Apuya is a special player. Suresh is, to me, the one who's going to be the workhorse. And yeah, Brandon is the most creative one. Aish Adhikari and Akash Mishra playing in a Cape tournament, Assam, says Hannibal. Yeah. Do you think after Japan, Iran also powers in Asia? Yeah, they're a powerhouse with Iran, South Korea, Murali. What is up with Indian guys joining Slovenian league? Hannibal, there is money involved, which is being paid to the clubs, need sponsorship, other things. Against Iran, what kind of formation players would you like? I would go with the same team that we played against Tajikistan, and 4-2-3-1. But I guess in some situations, like towards the end against Tajikistan, it will turn into a 6-3-1 as Khalid like. So, what made City Football Group investing in Mumbai City more elsewhere? Raj, it was me who went to City Football Group in the summer of 2014, suggesting a potential partnership. I guess I was a little ahead of my time. They kept in touch. Afterwards, yeah, and in 2018, 2019, the opportunity came around, and then they bought a stake in Mumbai City. Any instance if politics has been spilled into the game, how for dangerous is the game? Looking game like political events. Yeah, Murali, of course. Happens not only in India, happens elsewhere in the world as well. Sean Kumar, Johan, Benjamin, Ridan, Joy, Nihar, Mani Rama. Yeah, as I said, pay-to-play model at club level. Honest expectations Iran, I have none. And that's what I'm saying. If I have expectations against Iran, I'm doing something wrong. I want us to play well, and I want to, get something out of it. Nothing more, nothing less. So do all 13 clubs pay 15 crore per year? What is the clause that they will get back money? There are different clauses, different levels of payments to the ISL, to FSDL, or to originally IMG Reliance, now FSDL, who run the league. What are the figures? I don't know. And what to get back is via the club, the central pool. Then you have man behind CFG. Not behind it. Again, I raised it in 2014. They weren't interested. They came in 2019. Akash, tomorrow can say final verdict or final FIFA ban. FIFA ban is not coming before 30th October, right? So therefore, let's wait and see. The Supreme Court now has till 30th October to, not the AIFF, sorry, the AIFF has till 30th October to clear the Supreme Court. Hopefully the new constitution will be FIFA statutes and regulations compliant, and then we'll have to wait and see what happens. I thought City Football Group was there back in 2014. No, Raj, they came in 2019. When Iran visited India last time, we were beaten badly. Their coach certain time results look easy, but during the match it was tough. Okay. Doesn't ISL clubs get back more than they pay? Yeah, Hannibal, normally that is the case. Right, nearly 1 hour 25 minutes on this Sunday evening, close to 7:45 here in Germany. 11:15 in India. So we will come to an end. Sorry, Manchester losing to Grimsby Town has been, yeah, more everyone has criticized them. If FC were to do fresh election after new constitution, then it will be third-party interventions with future rules. Yes. Yeah. They just want a constitution. The elections should be left to the AIFF executive committee. And that should happen automatically when the new constitution comes in. CFC backing off would be a major setback for club. 100% right. Roshan says, Anavo, does FIFA and FC want this constitution implemented or any new constitution? Because I remember you told that the constitution would be infringing sports law. Roshan, we don't know what is coming. That's the problem, right? They are saying, oh, we have something ready. They've been saying this for years. It's never been put forward. And once it is in the public domain, once it is out there, AIFF needs to send it to FIFA and AFC. Their governance experts will check it, and then we'll see what happens. Well, you never said why you left Mumbai City FC. Akash, I worked on certain things over 6 months. I was not happy with certain things in a certain way, and I decided for myself to resign and go back to Germany. Very simply said. Right. I like to work in a certain way. I have a certain style of working. I also need to have people around me who have a certain understanding of football or understand football, I think. Wasn't given. I said to myself, thank you very much. Tata bye bye. Says it requires only 20 crore to broadcast the league, and he says Kabaddi League was sold for 120, so why can't we invite any new bidder? How much would it sold? That's utter BS. Numbers don't work up, right? So tell me anyone who will give you money for broadcast at the moment. We're a big zero, right? ISL, I-League, Indian football national team, no one wants to pay for it, right? So that's the reality. Right, with that, I'll come to an end today. Once more, like, share, and subscribe. Arunfoot here on YouTube. Visit my social medias on arunfoot, arunfoot.com. Watch the short videos. And again, guys, hype, like videos of mine. Again, the more you guys help me, the bigger the reach. And without you, it's not going to work. And yeah, let's see what happens tomorrow. As I said, I'll do a live watch along of the game. And by that time, we should also know what has happened or transpired in the Supreme Court. Maybe it's a good day tomorrow and we have a new constitution and talk about it. But we never know. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks and good night, everyone.